All right, 8 o'clock, February 2nd, or sorry, February 8th. Good evening. Today's February the 8th. It's about 8 o'clock at night, and Daryl and I just finished up a work session on Salty Frog here. Tonight we were able to get the transmission mount finalized. We got it all, the last bits fabricated. We had to heat up some steel, bend it to shape it to fit the inner fender well. We bolted it in and out a couple different times, the whole transmission mount assembly from the transmission. There's a piece of angle iron there, a couple thicknesses of rubber, then another piece of angle iron that comes down. Both pieces of angle iron are slotted. The bolt runs, two bolts run through the angle iron and both layers of rubber, making a sandwich, kind of a little cushion mount there. Then that upper mount is bolted through a piece of 1/8 inch plate that has nuts welded on the back side, so that when it all bolts together, it's a very, very strong, solid attachment system. And then we countersunk the factory frame rails to accept the back side of those nuts that are welded on the second thickness of plate. So that's all sandwiched in, clamped it up tight, made sure everything fit just about as well as we could. Had it off and on several different times, trying to get the fit just right. And ultimately, C-clamped everything and vice grips where we could, and started welding and just welded it all solid. There's a couple spots where it burned through on the 32-year-old flimsy frame rails of the Dodge Rampage, so I'll eventually reinforce that area as well. I think it's probably, it's definitely solid enough, but I think we'll probably just shoot some paint over it for now, run it like it is at the Ohio mile with the 1.5 liter engine and the VW O2A 5-speed transmission. It's a CTN code transmission that's installed in the car now. Then when we come back from Ohio and get ready to start prepping for Bonneville, we will then change over to a 2-liter OM604 Mercedes engine and a Saab 6-speed transmission. And I have no idea what the mounts are going to be like on that Saab, but it'll be our goal to use the same insert piece that we welded into the frame rail, and then kind of use that as a modular base to make whatever bracket we need to mount the Saab transmission. Next things we need to do are to mount the shifter in the cabin of the truck, route the cables out to the transmission, figure out where everything needs to live, where the holes need to go through the firewall, make sure the cables operate the shifter properly. Then we'll seal it up to the firewall. We'll use some pass-through clamps, like a strain relief type, electrical strain relief. We'll get those to bite down on the shifter cables. We'll caulk up the hole with fireproof caulking, and that should be it for the shifter side. And we'll still have the clutch to work out, the drive shafts, and then we'll move on to the engine turbo plumbing to get that worked out before April. It's been a pretty good night. Kind of anxious to see how this video turns out, trying to learn the ins and outs of shooting the video, and my son Ben has been helping with editing the video. Well, that's all for now. We'll see you guys later.